Well. Welcome to the Architects of Fate streaming extravaganza. That's right, you found the self-proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that lets you shake up our world. Now pay attention, because this is how it works. If you'd like to add some loops to this roller coaster ride of a show, you're gonna need fate chips. Now these magical loyalty points can be earned just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or just engaging with us in the chat. It's like free money, people. With your fate chips, you can use your powers as an architect to heal your favorite players, summon items that will make their adventure a lot easier, or a lot harder. You can even make players say or sing outrageously silly things. Think of those possibilities. But wait. There is more. You can also toss our unsuspecting heroes into random encounters that will leave them sweating, strategizing, and questioning their life choices. All it takes is a quick redeem command in the chat. You choose the item or action and the player you want to mess with, and we'll take it from there. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing spectacle of storytelling and mayhem. We've got adventure, we've got drama, and more surprises than a clown car at a kid's birthday party. So let's go!
Good evening, primates, or morning, wherever your time zone is. I'm not even sure they even have time zones in the Planet of the Apes anymore, but nonetheless, we are here for episode 3, The Road to Reason, in our playtesting of the Planet of the Apes role-playing game. My name is Rob. I'm the lawgiver for this session and for the remaining 2 sessions in our 5-session stretch. And I'm excited here. We've got some great action lined up for tonight. There's going to be some bit of reveals, hopefully some more information, and maybe the crews for the team, I should say. The team is going to finally dive into that box, but that's going to be up to them. So let's get started with some introductions, and we'll just go from me down. We've got Dr. Twitch, then we've got Jim, Cam, and Cello Puck. We'll go in that order.
Okay. Well, I am Lector Caleb, and I am here to see that heresy is not a thing. And so far, I pretty much know who the evil, the evil that's besetting people and murdering apes, and we are going to have to track him down. And now we are in something that is clearly heretical in the Forbidden Zone. And I might be the only one that makes it out of here alive. As a matter of fact, I'm probably counting on that.
All right. All right, Jim, you're up.
I am Prefect Janice, and I, if I remember correctly, am having a lot of fun in an ancient spinny chair. And that's all I need out of this adventure. I could go home right now.
And I am Atticus, retired guerrilla scout. I'm a silverback. I've been around a long time. I've been to the Forbidden Zone almost, right along the edge. I don't go in too deep because just on the edge, I've seen some pretty frightening and terrible things. And I'm not sure if Caleb is on the up and up with me about what's going on here, but he seems to know this guy named Dali, who is the mastermind of this ape on ape violence at the outpost, the laboratory outpost. So I'm keeping an eye on him.
And I am Constable Elsa. And this ape on ape violence has got me very disturbed and very concerned. And we have to get down to the meaning of this and figure out where all this is coming from. So let's go.
All right. Thank you, crew. We're going to do a little recap for everyone. I will move us over to our recap map, and I'll do a little bit of zooming around as we just kind of review. And the map's been updated a little bit. We got some little icons here for the Vale.
Oh, that's great.
So the team started in the Vale, and they were commissioned by High Prefect Sora to transport some secret items to the Dark Ridge Reliquary, where they were to meet with Dr. Yanik and have these items destroyed, or at least analyzed on shore. They traveled through the Eastern Divide, where they encountered some feral humans who quickly ran away from their might. They passed through some farm villages and then spent most of their time last session at the Dark Ridge Reliquary, where a ailing Dr. Mola had advised the team that Dali, who they're not quite sure who that person is, well, that ape is, had come to the reliquary and kidnapped or ape-napped Dr. Yanik, and had also, as had been discussed, committed some ape-on-ape violence, killing a number of the guards and chimp adherents that were at the facility. And I seem to be on the wrong map here. I've got what's going on? I've seen, here we go. Yes, this is the right map. All right. Mostly the same. The only difference is we are currently here in Yanik's lab, which was a ancient facility that had been accessed through an underground staircase, which seemed to have been made from some stone, a little bit of makeshift stairs that suddenly led into well-formed steel steps and ultimately down into the depths of the Forbidden Zone. And this is where we pick things up with our team of intrepid apes investigating the lab. They had determined at the end of our last session that this strange device, this data device that they had, seemed to be tracking whomever was carrying the box from High Prefect Sora. So over to you, team. What are we going to do? Who has the box? I can't remember who had the box. I think there was a little bit of confusion last session about that, but
I think Janice has the box.
Yeah, I think that was what we weren't sure, and I think we gave it to Janus.
Yeah,
right.
and that-
Okay.
and
So
he was.
Oh,
he
we were
was
about to. You
riding
were about
around
to
in
shoot the
a
monitor.
spinny chair, and we saw it
You-
move.
You left us on a
Right.
cliffhanger. You were about to shoot the monitor, and I
Right.
was yelling, "Stop!" And I was making a
yeah,
grab for
someone
it.
was
And that's
gonna
where
shoot
we ended it.
the device.
Can I
Someone
get-
was going to destroy the device, and Caleb said stop.
Can I get so the three bed looking things? Those aren't beds, right? Are those computer?
They are some sort of yes, they are some sort of a bed. The surface is very worn. The fabric virtually disintegrated, but they seem to have been used recently. There is some recently dried blood on them, but generally they are in mostly disrepair or in a disintegrated or eroding state, having
But
spent.
they are beds.
Yes, they are beds.
Yes. Okay. I just wanted to confirm that.
Yeah.
They seem to run on electricity.
Well, if any of us knew what that was, that would mean something.
What?
If only.
What is this mystical word?
All
I
right.
have-
So
I have a
Janice, you
potato.
were rolling around in the chair,
Yeah,
and Caleb and Atticus seem to
Yeah.
have noticed on the device screen that things were moving as you were moving.
Yes. And there were other dots on the screen too, weren't there?
That is correct. If you
Yes.
were, as you're looking at the device, there seems to be 5 additional dots at a further distance, a much further scale of distance than the 3 dots that are right next to you.
Yeah, you were about to shoot this.
I think we should destroy it.
No,
It is heretical.
this I'm the one that talks about heretical. That's my thing.
Yes. So why
Sometimes
don't you want to
Well, then
destroy it?
speak up.
Oh yes, but you have to use heresy to fight heresy. It's sort of like when you're drowning, you put more water on the person. You fight water with water. It's in the
Oh, you
sacred scroll.
politicians are all the same. Words, nothing but words. We need action.
Well, the politician's in that chair over there. I'm a cardinal.
And
So just to give you a little
Yeah.
bit of the layout of the room, this seems to be a large reflecting surface here, like a mirror. Presumably, apes have discovered or created some sort of mirrors, whether they're polished metal or whatever.
Yep.
This is probably the smoothest mirror that you've ever seen. Down here, there's a door. Double doors that lead down to the south, and a pair of double doors that lead to the north.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and convince Atticus not to break the thing that's gonna let us find Dali. This is our way to find him.
Hey, I moved the wrong guy. There I am.
Yep.
Well, how are we going to use this heretical device to fight heresy?
Well, it helps us catch the heretic. He is bound to his technology, and that is how we shall defeat him. See, look at all of this. It takes blood from people. I'm walking over to the bed, and I'm going to play with the blood and say, see, it bleeds. That is why technology is evil. But if we keep it at arm's length, we can make this work to our advantage. They would never suspect it.
What do they
That
do
makes
with
no
this
sense.
blood? I don't understand why they would take blood out. I just shoot things
It's
when
a
I want
machine.
them dead.
It's what they do.
Well, I'm
Elsa,
not an expert on these things.
Elsa, are you doing anything in particular? You had to
Yeah.
muster every modicum of bravery within every fiber of your being to even be in here.
Well, that's right. You lost
Yeah.
it.
This is disturbing. I want to. Do the doors push in, pull out? What
They
do
will.
they?
They're like saloon doors. They'll swing both ways.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna get out of this room because this room is just too much for me. So I want to push open the doors.
Okay, so you're in front of that's the mirror right now. Oh no, that's Janice in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
I'm going back and forth looking at my reflection.
Yeah. So
It seems to move when I move.
all right.
I like the idea that it's going to start singing to you. You're just going to touch the monolith or something.
All right, Elsa, you push the double doors open into another room beyond, which is an even more complicated and complex bed, it seems, with more wires and metal structures and devices,
Horrifying.
even more complicated and heretical.
This room is even worse.
This one, however, is covered in dust. This has got inches of dust accumulated on it. It doesn't look like it's been really touched or bothered. There are some footprints that move through the room, but the equipment in here hasn't really been touched. The footprints kind of just come in. They go up to the mirror here. There's another mirror there, and then they just kind of look around and then push their way through this door up at the top there.
Okay, I'm gonna come back through the doors and say, looks like I found some kind of torture device.
Let's go
Terrible.
see.
Yes.
Okay,
All
I'm gonna
right.
say I'm gonna stay back and I'm gonna keep fiddling with the screen. I know it's probably hopeless, but I'm just gonna keep working on that.
Okay. So why don't you give me a let's see. Maybe let's say it's we use technical. There's a technical skill. So let's use a technical and we'll make it a difficulty 20.
Yikes.
Well, that's not gonna happen. Where's technical's under knowledge.
You have very high technical
I have a
knowledge.
3D. Okay. Well, hopefully I got my formulas all right. So let's roll it. Nope.
14. All right. So you can tell that the three circles that you see are very tightly knit, and the other 5 circles are much further apart. They're sort of spread out. The 3 circles are moving in very small areas on the device. The 5 circles are moving in almost in like a straight line, very slowly. So that's about all you can tell.
Okay.
If you had succeeded, you would have gotten more, but that's about kind of all you can get with your 14.
I think that's more than I expected.
Okay.
Look at these footprints in the dust. I'm gonna see if they're ape or human. So would that be like an investigate?
And yeah, you can do investigation or perception. Yeah, if you have an we'll do an investigate.
And are the footprints, are they like also dust covered?
No, they are relatively fresh.
they're
The fresh footprints
fresh.
in the
Okay.
dust. Yes.
Okay.
And there is another double door up here. If you didn't catch that.
Okay. Yeah.
I rolled a 12. I don't.
They are
I
8.
can tell.
They are 8 prints.
Apes have come through here. but it looks like they left most of the equipment undisturbed.
These footprints, they go in. Do they go out? Back
They
and
do
forth?
not. They do not. They kind
Oh, I
of
would
come
like
in the
to-
room and they're moving around this equipment, but they don't really mess with the equipment. They just kind of continue out the door at the top here.
Hmm.
And they never
My
came
head
back.
spins, but my bravery is strong enough, and so I follow the footprints, being careful
right.
not to step over them. So I avoid them, making my own tracks
Okay.
to go towards the door.
All right. Janice, what are you doing? Still spinning in the chair?
I'm thinking now if I want to go that way.
In the chair?
In the chair, or if I want to walk on my own damn legs.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Well,
gonna-
you can. Yeah, you can spin. You can stay in the chair if you choose. The floor is smooth enough.
I kind of like the idea of just being in a chair for now. So
All
yeah,
right.
Janice is wheeling. He thinks this is just the cat's pajamas.
We don't
Ah,
have
Cat.
that.
What's a cat?
What's pajamas?
What's pajamas?
All right. So, Elsa, you push the doors open. You can see the hallway beyond. Similar level of dust on the floor to what was in the room you just left, but definitely a bit more movement and commotion. This hallway hasn't really been cleaned in a while. It's kind of just been used from time to time, very casually. The 8 footprints that you saw continue down the hallway, and on your right,
that little door.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, the little door. So I'll continue to follow the footprints to the door.
Yeah.
So you're talking about this door right here?
No, I'm saying that is a door, yes.
Okay.
But on your right, as you move here again, is another mirror. It's a very shiny mirror as well.
Okay.
So that door, let's just open that up. That door takes you back. So that door, whoops, what did I do? Sorry, wrong thing there.
I've
You forget everything.
The magic in here is
screens,
disturbing beyond belief.
So that door, it doesn't swing the same as the others, but it does have like a little slide. So you kind of slide it to the side, and you can see that you're back in that hallway where you started.
Right.
And there is another door to your right. And
this is another door here.
Yes. All right. So let's go back to Janice, and then we'll go back to Atticus, and then back to Caleb. We'll work backwards.
Janice is going to follow in his chair as soon as I can pick him up. There we go.
All right. So
He's going to stop right here.
Yeah, you see the mirror, but you just, your eyes are like, you can just see the top of your face. The bottom of the face is below the mirror as you're sliding.
Because I'm in my little chair. All right.
All right. You can kind of free move up to Elsa if you want. And anything else?
I'm going to touch the mirror.
Okay. It's cool, same as the rest of the facility, nothing special. It's extremely smooth, very, very highly polished with like a thin layer of dust on it. But you've really never seen anything like this, a mirror sort of this shiny.
All right.
The entire facility is silent. There's no noise whatsoever. There's those strange lights we talked about last session, flickering in the ceiling. No lights or no real indication of how they work, but lights flickering. There's a few little wires hanging from the ceilings here and there. dust everywhere, but perfectly silent. The only noise is the creaking of the wheels in your chair. All right, Atticus.
All right.
Same
We
thing. You
come
see the
in.
mirror. The mirror is identical to the one in the other room, so there's two mirrors there.
So I'm starting to get the heebie-jeebies about these mirrors. I wonder why they have so many of these reflecting devices. It's almost like they were concerned with their appearance in every room. Perhaps there's more to this than meets the eye.
Perhaps.
Do you think I should smash one?
Let's avoid violence for the present.
All right. I just think we should do something about this. Maybe there's eyes spying on us, or stealing our souls through this heretical reflection.
We have mirrors at home.
Well, I know, but but we don't have them
These are
in every
big.
room and every hallway, or at least I don't. Atticus doesn't.
And they're probably not made of glass. They're probably like
No,
polished.
the
metal.
bronze
Yeah,
mirrors or something. Yeah.
it just seems strange. There's so many.
All right, let's head back to Caleb with the
Okay.
device.
What I'm going to do is I'm now that all of them are gone, I'm going to actually like kind of look for any kind of artifact. And if you did mention that there was another door, so I'm going to split the party even further.
Yes,
Let's
there's
see if I
another
can-
door south here.
Yeah, I was going to self move down there.
All right. that's no
Yeah, so I'd
problem.
like to kind of go. It's this one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So Elsa, you rolled.
I didn't mean to roll, but
Okay.
I did. What I wanted to what I wanted to do is I wanted to see if there was a check of like my own personal awareness, spatial awareness, to
Mhm.
say like, okay, I've just gone in a complete circle. I know that, but do I think that I might be able to connect the reflective surfaces?
Well, let's come back to that. Let's finish up with Caleb, and then
That sounds good. Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. So Caleb, these doors push open quite easily.
Okay.
You just basically just push them open, and they creak a little bit, maybe a little eerily, but you're able to open them. And beyond that, as you step through, you find a hallway.
I was thinking fire snake.
So this hallway seems well used. It's about the same cleanliness level as the room you're in, meaning that there's not like a massive accumulation of dust. Clearly, this hallway has had some use, and there's not really any obvious footprints or major piles of dust.
Okay.
You can move through there if you like.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I learned which icon I'm actually grabbing.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the one. So are there doors along this bottom row?
These are all doors.
And they have
you can see some labels, some kind of really old labels on the door. I guess
Vault 7.
I guess it would be English, right? Like apes.
Sure.
Apes speak English. Yeah.
Well, we speak it, but we don't read it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think how you are a scholar, so
No, the apes all know English because Charlton Heston writes them messages.
yes, that's
Oh
that's
my
right.
God.
That's right.
All right. Thank you for.
Right.
Well, I was prepared to like waste a ton of role playing time on that.
Deep cut.
Deep dive.
Deep cut.
dive.
Yeah.
All right,
Deep
got to
cut.
do it. I'm looking over these really decayed labels, running my
All
hand
right.
along.
So
them.
yeah, the label it basically says like bunk 1, bunk 2, bunk 3, bunk 4.
Okay.
And the doors, these doors are a little different. It's kind of like half of the door is kind of like a fixed surface, and the other half just kind of swings open. They're not like it's not like this one, which was a double door. This is like a single door, so only
Okay.
half of it swings open.
Well,
It says bunk 1, bunk 2, bunk 3, bunk 4.
I'm just gonna hit up to the. Well, actually, first, is there anybody coming down the hallway to kill me?
No.
Okay, back over here. I'll try bunk. I think it's bunk 1. Was it what you said?
Yeah, bunk 1.
I don't know where my little. I don't know where my little. There it is. I double click it. All right. Gonna open that up. I'm assuming it's all abandoned, so I'm just gonna go on in.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
So
really
it
looking for
seems to
artifacts.
be sort of a private little living space.
Mm-hmm.
Little.
Almost like, well, I was going to say a prison cell, but
Well, it would be a monastery thing. I'd be very familiar with that.
yeah,
a monk cell.
monastic, sure. Yeah, it'd be monastic.
Yeah, because there's no lock on the door, so it's not a prison.
Correct.
All right, so yeah, I don't know
Yes.
what the big they have a. It looks like they have a cauldron in the middle of each room.
Yes.
Okay.
Or some sort of a worship.
Cook their own
Yeah.
meals.
Yeah.
Fountain.
Fountain.
You should
Is
drink
there
from.
actually is there water in anything, or is it just all like dried up?
Yeah, it would be all dried up, and
Okay.
there's a lovely scum on the inside of each of these cauldrons.
Okay.
One of them seems to have an offering.
A snake.
Yeah, I can recognize a baby Ruth from here.
All right. Anything else before we move back to Elsa?
I think for while they're doing things, I'll just kind of be a little on the hunt for any additional artifacts.
Okay.
Mostly just to steal and come back and get clout with.
All right. So just give me just do a perception or an investigate in the background, and we'll come back to that number once we get back. All right. So Elsa, let's do a instinct roll.
Instinct.
It's under perception at the very bottom.
Yes.
And we're gonna say we'll say it's a 10. It's easy, just to make sure that it's sort of one of those do not fail type things. All right, yeah. So you easily understand. There's definitely a space here. You've kind of walked around this hall, and you can kind of easily understand that there's a large space in the middle there.
Right. Okay. Well, I will gird my loins and gently press the door open or pull it open or whatever.
All right. This door is locked. Or it will not open easily.
And it's made out of metal?
It is some sort of metal or some sort of material that you're not. It's a combination of metal and other materials maybe that you're not quite familiar with.
Okay. So knowing that this is like that empty space in the middle here, I'm gonna try and give it a good double-fisted ape wallop.
Okay. Give it the old college try.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to say that is going to be very difficult.
Okay.
And you're going to want to use, I guess, maybe lifting, I guess, or just if you have an extra die, which you don't actually, so it'd be just a straight up strength roll.
Yeah.
But
I think that I'm gonna. Can I use one of my hero points?
I don't. You can use hero points to re-roll if you fail.
Oh, that's right. Re-roll. Okay.
Yeah. That's
all right. Well, then I will just I will give this a lifting check.
Yeah. So,
that wasn't great. Well.
Oh wait,
yeah,
no, sorry.
21.
Hold on. You can use hero points to double the die code of a single roll if you choose.
Oh, okay.
You can do that rather than just re-rolling.
Well, I think I succeeded, right?
You did with a 26, so you can save your hero point for that. So
I'll save it.
All right, Janice, Atticus, you saw Elsa disappear around the corner there casually, a little bit leerily, because he definitely was quite scared of the environment in the first place. And a moment later, you just hear a massive crash coming around the corner where Elsa went. So, Elsa, you successfully bash this door open with your brute gorilla strength. Janice and Atticus, you're not quite sure what's happened around the corner. So I'm going to open this up for you, Elsa. And then Atticus and Janice, we're over to you. So well done, Elsa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hurry since I heard a crash, but I'm not going to go through the door until I peek around the corner. I'll leave room if Janice wants to.
Janice is going to stay behind you.
You're going to stay behind? Okay, so I'll peek around the corner. And then I'll call out, Constable, are you all right?
I'm fine. But I've got more disturbing news.
More technology. God damn it.
All right, so I'll go in and see what is this disturbing news?
I don't know. There's no end to this madness. I'm going to work my way past the door and go in.
All right. So as Atticus, and we'll come back to you in a second, Caleb. So as Atticus and Janice sort of catch up with you to check on your well-being, you step into this room with, ripping the door, finishing the job of the door bashing. This room is a little different than the other room. There is a lot of dust in this room. However, there's also a lot of lights and screens and panels, which you haven't seen in the other rooms. So this room is almost overwhelming for you three, as it's almost beyond what your minds can comprehend from a heretical technology perspective. And
I feel like I kind of.
You're going to need to all three do a
willpower.
Where is it? Grit. I believe it's grit.
Sweet.
It's grit, right?
Yeah, grit's a good one.
Grit. Okay.
Yeah, I think
it's my grit. Oops, wait. I got an extra D, so let's see.
Yeah, it's grit.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Wait a minute.
I rolled a 21.
Did mine work correctly? It says I have an extra D in it.
Yeah, it did. It looks right. It looks correct.
Oh, okay. I just rolled badly.
No, I don't know if it did actually. Let me see.
Grit?
+1, 1d6 wild, 5. It must have, because you got an 8. Oh no, it's a +1. Hang on, let me look at your formula here.
It does like I have a 1D under grid itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It doesn't. It looks odd. I don't know. I'm not sure what. I think you might have got no, I don't know. 2D. Roll another d6. I don't know if that.
No, it's in there because the
Is it on
wild
there?
dice is 5, and then the other one is 2.
Yeah, but he should have 3. He has.
Yeah, he should have
Formula.
3.
Yes, that's what I thought. There should have been 3 dice.
Oh, I see.
All right,
Oh, sorry.
I'll
I know what happened. I know what happened. Yeah, your grit formula is wrong. I see it now. I'm fixing it now.
Oh, okay. Is it?
Okay.
Yeah, your grit formula is not right. That's why. So roll another d6. Okay,
All
I
right,
fixed your.
will just thank you. Okay, here's another d6 to roll. Nice.
Okay, so okay, so that's not quite enough.
Right.
So Elsa and Janice, I'm gonna let you two decide how you react to this room. You are either terrified and want to leave, or you want to sort of rampage and smash. And I'll let you sort of decide based on your characters and how they might respond. Atticus, you are calm and collected. You can sort of decide how you feel about this room, but you're not overwhelmed by it.
Right.
So
And I even
we're
have
going to move back to Caleb before you guys can think about your responses while we go back to Caleb.
okay.
Think about what you've done.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to smash everything.
All right, back down here.
Yeah, if I'm I'm doing my best to just like go, okay, it looks like these are all the beds, they slept in, they not slept in, are there
They have been
seats?
used. So these rooms have been used recently. There are some. Oh, sorry. What was your roll? I'm sorry. I cleared it and I didn't look at it. Do you remember what it was?
8,000. No, I do not
No,
remember.
within
You got it.
8,000.
50.
If it was over 9,000, it would have. Sorry,
I would have
couldn't
like
resist.
cut them out or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't think I didn't actually roll.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah,
Go ahead. And roll.
this was what was it?
Yeah, I don't think you did either. I didn't see it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I didn't.
investigation or
It was
perception.
investigate. Okay.
Yeah.
This should pop up 3 dice. Look at me go. Okay, I want 16 to the Midland roll.
So these rooms have been used recently, and the quote personal effects in these rooms are ape effects. So there may be like little journals or trinkets, maybe bits of clothing that are hung, all ape related. So
Okay.
apes have been spending time in these rooms.
Oh, this is some heresy and a half. If I've got anything, so yeah, I just found stuff. I probably don't have anything. There's no ape that I know. Are they chimps, gorillas, or orangutans?
Chimps.
Chimps. Yeah, they would be.
One orangutan.
Damn it.
So this one was orangutan. This one was an orangutan.
Obviously here under coercion.
These 3 were chimps.
Okay.
The other 3 were chimps.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that I'm not going to make you go through a journal. I'm assuming that you said something like no.
Yeah, one of them is it's
what?
One of them is it's just one of them has a journal. It's like a private journal.
Dear diary. Oh, I would love to read it unless I hear a crash.
Yeah. Would you?
That's a long way away.
You would hear the crash. Yes, I would say you do hear the crash as well.
I'm guessing this place isn't soundproofed.
Well, you hear a loud thump. Like, it's not, you're not sure what it is, but definitely a loud thump has.
So before I can open the journal and learn anything useful, I'm going to investigate the thump, because what the hell have they gotten up to? I will pocket the journal absentmindedly, and we will assume I remember it sometime.
Yep. Okay.
I'll
Nothing
just
else
head out.
really of interest. It's just personal effects.
Okay.
And so on. So
Okay.
you had been searching through those rooms. You can make your way back following sort of the way you think the thump went.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
This
would,
seems
yeah,
like
approximately
the
there. Yeah, you would
Yeah, it
kind of
sounds
make
like
your way
about the
back.
right. Okay, so I
Yeah,
see
that's
those
okay.
guys.
It's the safe way, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
All
it's
right,
also like the closest, because it would have to go through a few things. But yeah, I'll do this.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll see them about to do something.
Yeah. So, this wasn't a door here. Remember, this one was just a
It's like
floor strip.
The truss or something. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start with Atticus, who remained calm.
I made my grit roll, so I'm gonna go in and
So
do any of these look
before
like
he does that,
they look through the mirror?
sorry to interrupt. I feel like we need to make a like an initiative kind of thing.
Okay, that's fine.
So, I mean,
I didn't
Yeah,
think he was gonna go and start investigating. I kind of just thought he was gonna, make a
my
statement
action,
of some kind, but that's okay. So that's fair.
yeah.
So let's roll reflex. Everybody roll a reflex, and then we'll do like a quasi
Is that
initiative.
under dexterity? Reflex. There we go.
yeah.
Oh,
I rolled well.
Okay, so then Elsa, you do get to go first.
Okay.
Then Atticus, then Janice, then Lecter, then Caleb. Sorry.
Okay. My eyes are blinking. I turn and I block the doorway. I say,
Nice.
no one goes in here. It's too dangerous.
Nice.
I'm really disturbed. And my quiet, calm demeanor, but my desire to protect my mates is overwhelmed me. So I'm blocking the doorway.
Nice. I like it. Well done. All right, let's go back here. We'll zoom in a little bit for the fans. Okay, so Atticus, you're up next.
All right. Well,
You see Elsa put his arms in the doorway. It's not a big doorway. Basically, his bulk and his arms are blocking the entire entryway.
well, I'm not really afraid. I could go and look at it.
It's not safe, my friend.
You'd rather let the politician and the priest get in there.
No one gets in there as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Well, I guess I will back you on this. Gorillas forever.
Gorilla Bros.
Oh God. Now the doorway is extra jammed with gorilla.
All right. Janice, Caleb. Well, you're here. We're gonna let you go last, just because these other guys were all in the room at the same time. So Janice.
Yeah.
Janice is gonna freak out. He's gonna try to get away, and he kind of jumps up and trips over the chair and he's trying to get out, and he's like ass over tea kettle in the middle of the doorway over here.
Jesus.
No.
This is everybody's Gamma World campaign right here. Playing Gamma World next day, guys. Next day, guys. I did a fail, or I can't fail initiative, right?
No, there's no fail initiative. So
Okay. There's no crying in baseball, and you can't fail initiative. Okay.
Yeah, this was more. Yeah, you arrive and you see Janice falling out of the chair, clambering over himself. Atticus and Elsa are kind of going through a bit of a negotiation, and then finally resolve to both kind of agree to block the doorway. And you see the door is kind of half, laying on the floor in front of you, so it's kind of like, this way.
So I'm gonna I'm not, well, I haven't seen inside, so I'm not freaked out by anything, right?
Yep. No,
Okay.
correct.
I'm gonna go up. In my mind, Janice is pissing himself, and that is in my report. He's
Writing you
cowardly.
up.
Obviously, you guys are just too fucking ignorant to know what to do with the situation. And I'm going to say, so do you plan on blocking that for the rest of your natural lives? The door's broken. What are you stopping?
Just until you move on.
Well,
It's not safe.
It seems to really
I've
disturb
seen
them. I got a glimpse, but I didn't really see a lot. But I've seen more frightening things in this area.
well, I'm
I wanted
prepared
to
to take
invest-
Flashes.
I thought I would investigate, but Elsa made a good point, so I defer to his judgment as a constable.
All right. So Caleb, I need you to do a perception check for me.
Ooh, I'm a perceptive guy. Let me see. Okay, I fold my character sheet up when I'm done every time. Perception is under. Okay, just flat perception.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are your buttons correct? I'm just looking at your buttons. Maybe they're just.
Oh, they are.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I did a dumb thing.
Yeah, that's all right.
Not good.
No, that's good.
Oh, I
That's good.
wilded. Wait.
Yeah, that's good.
Tart is 20.
Nice. No, the target for this one wasn't that high. I'm assuming you have the device in your hand still. You haven't put it away or anything, right?
I have a device.
datapad.
Oh, is it portable?
Yes. It was it's like an iPad, right?
Oh, I thought it was like a
I thought it was a
bolted-in
TV.
window terminal. Okay,
No,
yeah, I've got the.
it was a portable tablet.
Oh God, I'm so sorry to forget that. Yeah, I've got that. I'm gonna, I was like, oh yeah, I have this here. What do I notice?
So some sort of a box has appeared on the screen of it.
Oh.
And when you look at it, it's very, very confusing for you because you can see Janice's back on the device, but you're looking at Janice's face and Atticus in the hallway, but somehow you see Janice from behind on the tablet.
Oh, this is a magic window. I have no analogy for this, but it's like it lets me see like a ghost. So quickly, we have to find out. This could lead us to where the bigger heresy is. You do
And
understand?
you can also see bits of the room as well. So it basically, it's some sort of a looking device that shows the interior of the room. And there was some sort of an alert, like a little red. I'm assuming apes can see color.
Yes.
The door is ajar. The door is ajar.
Some sort of a red alert happened with this movement of Janice or Elsa. Sorry, I'm sorry. It was Elsa, not Janice. Sorry, I got that completely wrong. You see Elsa's back. I apologize.
Oh, okay. I see.
Sorry, you see the room and Elsa and Atticus.
Okay, I was thinking Janice and not figuring that out. So
yeah,
now
sorry,
that makes sense.
my bad.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna look now. That means I can see me, right?
No, you cannot see you. You can see.
Oh, damn.
You see basically this.
Yep. Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was wondering. If I'm confronting them, I'd like to kind of talk to them and kind of be within the picture, if that makes sense. Unless they're too tall, unless they're taller than me. Huh?
Yes. So when you move, you see yourself through the doorway.
Yeah, that's freaking me out. That's great. So I'm gonna I'm gonna turn around and check my ass. I'm like, do I look fat? Nobody told me my ass
10
was
pounds,
so big.
yeah.
No. He's like, look, this is a seeing window. We can spy on the heretic. This will take us closer to Dali.
It's not in here.
I'm not afraid of this room, but I do think that there are devices in here that could be potentially dangerous.
Flashing lights.
Do you even know what I do
gentle
for a
hum.
living? Yes,
do.
it's all the more important. Sealed
I
up.
do, but
Anyone can find them.
Problems.
What?
If you touch heretical things too much, the heresy spreads. I'm just worried for your safety.
I understand, but I know we are not playing Chaosium game, so we'll suck it up. But yeah, no, I fully understand, but I have been trained for this. This is why the who is it? The cardinal sent me.
High prefect Sora.
Sora, yeah. That's why they sent me, so I can take these devices. If we leave them here, Dali will come and get them, and who knows what he's going to do with them.
But who knows what will happen if we take them out and someone steals them from us?
Well, you're not going to let that happen now, are you?
Well, I hope not. But
so
we've
I'm
seen
quietly
apes
listening.
hurting other apes, killing other apes.
I know.
They could attack us and steal these devices.
Well, they know, well, they're already, if they come back here, I have been to a room and I hold up an ape journal and I flip through it fast enough that we don't divine anything from it other than there's writing. So it's like, they could return. And now that you have opened the vault, they could raid it. We have to remove the devices.
That's actually a pretty good argument now. So
that's what I'm
here.
I think
Atticus is wavering in his Gorilla Bros stance. He's like, Elsa, he has a point. If there are apes living here and they couldn't get in this room, we have now made it accessible to them. And thus the heresy could indeed spread.
Okay. Can I make kind of a not
contemplation,
bargain, but
contemplation.
Some kind of, can I roll against their argument? I guess.
You can decide. I mean, if you want to let a roll decide, you can. If you want to just decide in character,
I kind of want to let a roll decide.
Okay.
So
yeah, could go either way.
All right.
So should we do like willpower?
So let's say instinct, maybe.
Yeah,
that makes sense
because it's driving you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess we just roll against each other's instinct. Or maybe,
I would say
maybe Caleb is trying to persuade me.
If it's one where we roll against each other, it would probably be like we would be doing a bargain or a charm.
Well,
but I don't know how it works. I don't know that we can't, like in Star Trek, the role-playing game, there's an opposed task where you both roll. But I don't know.
Now, are you wanting to? Are you mulling over Caleb's words or Atticus's words or both?
Yes, Caleb's word. Well, kind of both together.
Okay.
Because they're both kind of Atticus is not afraid of the room. I am. I think it's dangerous. But Caleb is also like, look, how are we gonna track down, how are we going to find out more information? So he's making a strong argument.
Okay, so Caleb, I'm going to let you roll Scholar.
Oh yeah.
Atticus, I think you're going to roll. I'm thinking either evaluate or streetwise, or maybe charm if you want. I'll let you decide, Atticus. Whatever, however you're thinking, and then we're gonna just average those two rolls, and then Elsa will roll probably instinct. We said, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna whip out some knowledge.
I think I'll choose a value.
Yar.
Yar. Yeah, I know. Arr. You better be really scared.
Whoa.
Elsa's just gonna be like, after you. Step aside. Go ahead. 24. Okay. Oh. Well, yeah. So that's.
I think they have it by a notch.
Yeah, they have it by 1 or 2 points, not by much.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, I'll move aside, but I'm going to be right here for you if anything goes amiss.
Maybe
I'll charge.
Protect Janice. He looks like protect Janice. He looks like he can hardly defend himself from wet pants.
Get out a diaper.
Did not pee myself. It's sweat.
Okay. It's sweat.
From the chair.
All right. So who's going in and what?
Well, Janice, I did see some really comfy chairs in there, though.
Yeah, I want to see if I can bring Janice with me and have the girl as guard and tie a rope to me.
So are you going to ask
yank you out in case?
Yeah, are you going to ask me to do that?
I'm going to say, Janice, you come here. They need to guard, and you need to watch for whatever it is I can't see.
Okay, that sounds like a great plan.
Okay, so this room is some sort of an observation room. You can see through the mirror. So what was a mirror on the other side is actually glass. You can see into the other room. So Janice and Caleb, you can move yourselves in. Atticus and Elsa, if you're going to take the instruction to guard, then you can. If you're going to move in, then
no, I'm going to stay out. I don't like them.
Yeah, and I'll follow their instructions for guarding.
All right. So these three mirrors are observation windows. You can see into the hallway. You can see into this other funny room and the larger room through this glass. But when you were in the hallway, you definitely could not see into this room. Mm-hmm. The screens down below here show images of what you're seeing through the glass. So it's the magic viewer of the actual room as well. There's a lot of dust though on these screens.
Okay, so it's safe to assume
not all of them are functioning either. Some of them are dark and fuzzy, but there is one looking in here and one looking in there.
Okay. I say you check out the chair.
Yeah, Janice is going to take a squat in each chair and see if any of them are more comfortable than the one he already was in.
This one's too big.
This
one squeaks.
And I found a mummified astronaut, and he's still asleep.
Nice.
Well, was there because you mentioned like a red flashing light? Was there anything that looked like because the screens are working?
The red light or alert was on the device, the tablet.
Oh,
and it was like an alarm indicating that movement I'm giving you a little bit of meta here. The
okay.
alarm, something happened to the door, and this room security was breached, and it showed up on.
That told me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna look for well, since I kind of understand English now that we've opened that up. Rob, you're going to be making up stuff that you weren't prepared to make up before. Does it? Is there any kind of word I would understand? Because I'm guessing there's a lot I don't.
Yeah, so you'll see sort of screens that show sort of surgical, right? Some kind of word. Maybe maybe apes know what surgery is, but this room seems to be surgery or surgical, and this room seems to be recovery. So this one is recovery 1, recovery 2, recovery 3. According to the screens, that may not have been what Yanik was doing with them, but that's what the screens and the labels and the monitors call them.
Oh, Yanik has gotten him. What have you gotten yourself into? I think my friend's gone rogue. He's being forced to work for these people. We have to stop it. Man, so there's nothing here that I can physically remove, right? There's no artifact to extract.
There are some other devices similar to what you have. We'll say there's 2 more over, sort of laying over here. Okay. They appear to be dead. They weren't plugged in or charged or whatever. They were just meta. They were. Yeah. Those ones don't work. So you can throw them to the guys by the door to smash.
Oh, I was going to give one to Janice and say, "Here, look at this very carefully. Make it work." But yeah, I'll give the other ones. I'll kind of scare Ezra with one. Elsa, sorry. Yeah. Well, I mean, here you go.
What exactly do you do?
I got a dead iPad that I'm giving you.
You give it to me.
So it's like black glass.
I throw it against the wall. I don't want this.
Well, that's one way to get rid of an artifact. Man, I'm with you guys. I want to destroy it. I mean, I know I'm doing a horrible thing, but
so you see some buttons on the panel. Mm-hmm. One of them says recordings.
That's a word I don't know.
Or archive.
Oh, I know archive.
Recordings and then archive. Things like that.
Record. Okay.
Record.
Okay.
Someone wrote down what was going on here.
45.
Look for paper. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll bumble in. I'll push a button and see what pops up on the screen. That's going to scare the pants off me.
So give me a technical roll.
Oh, this was not the one I should have done.
Technology. It's pretty good for you.
Where is my... Oh, it's knowledge. Okay, sorry.
Under knowledge. Yeah, no, you're pretty good. Okay. So you tap on the button that says record or recording, and then another screen changes, and it shows a whole bunch of other little tiny boxes, and you can just make out in some of those boxes pictures. They look like representations, and they seem to be sorted by date, but they're not any date that you recognize. It's some sort of strange number date that is foreign to you. But what you see is you see yourselves in some of these little visual boxes
Hmm.
when you were in the other room.
Okay.
And then
Hmm.
there's dates that go backwards, so you can see you went back, and then you can see other boxes of some other apes who had been in these rooms. And then as you sort of move and look through the archive and the history, you actually see some little pictures of Dr. Yanik doing something or whatever he was doing.
I'll stop there, and I'm going to stare at the box and somehow accidentally activate the recording.
All right.
Janice is going to reach out and go, "Who's that guy?"
That's
Tap the
Janice.
screen.
He owes me money.
Yannick.
Yannick. Him too.
All right. So you're skipping over. Which one are you? Are you just going to randomly tap one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and when I see Yannick, that gets my attention immediately. If he's doing some experimental shit, because I have a feeling he's gotten into some high deep heresy here, and if he's committing war crimes, has he got a Geneva checklist problem?
So, when you tap on the images of Yannick, you see this room, and let's do this just for fun. Whoops, not
That's
that.
the only reason to do it.
Let's do this for fun. So let's do this quickly.
Oh God, you're grabbing out an icon that we don't know about.
No. Not that. But the one I want. Oh, there it is.
Heavens, it's a Cro-Magnon.
And his twin brother, triplets.
Triplets. My
they
God,
all
they've
the
discovered
same
cloning. Maybe. Oh shit. Yeah, there's Yannick. Okay.
Actually, maybe. No, we don't know what he's up to.
All right, so they're a little bigger. I won't take the time to resize them, but there are 3 humans on these beds, and Dr. Yannick is doing rather unspeakable things to them with various devices, probes. He's definitely breaking the bounds of what might be considered sort of normal ape acceptable torture of humans. So
even for us,
they're absolutely screaming in pain and torture. He's really pushing the bounds of what would really be morally acceptable, even for an ape.
Okay, yeah.
And these sounds are hearable to us outside.
Yes, once he starts tapping, you can hear these humans absolutely screaming in pain.
When I hear the screams, I rush in.
All right.
Yeah, I would go into.
Yeah, that would definitely make it think it was us.
What is going on in here?
Who's getting hurt?
How is this in or out of character for Yannick?
He was maybe. This is probably out of character, maybe to a degree, but you surmise that based on the letters that you saw back at the reliquary, where remember Sora had asked him to stop what he was doing. Do you remember the letters? So Sora had asked him to stop, and he didn't stop, apparently, according to the letters. So clearly he's flipped. I don't know what the word would be. He's
he's turned
broken.
to the dark side.
He's kind of gone beyond maybe, his do no harm.
Can I get I'm not a surgeon. Is there a chance that he is operating on their throats or brains? So they got some
It
high
wasn't-
heresy.
It doesn't seem to be exclusively throats or brains.
Okay.
This is torture. He's just straight up torturing them, and
Mhm.
yeah.
Rob, do I recognize either of these chimpanzees?
No, you're not familiar with them. No.
Why doesn't he just kill them?
I don't know.
Yes, or at least give them a chance. We used to like to let them loose and then take pot shots.
Well, yeah. This isn't
So-
sport. Yeah, it's not sport.
So everybody, give me a perception roll. 15 average difficulty.
Ooh, hideous one.
Well, I'll be damned if I let you win.
Oh, I
Okay.
rolled a 1 on my wild.
So everybody failed except for Janice.
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta check something. You can talk amongst yourselves. I gotta check.
Well, I think he's my friend is just slid into madness, guys.
Definitely. This isn't.
Yes, he's certainly gone beyond the bounds of any moral character.
Again, this is what technology does. Why we need to understand it enough to destroy it.
I think just pointing a pistol at it and pulling a trigger could destroy it pretty easily.
But the sickness is spreading. But
We
yes,
don't know what
I
it
agree.
does. We shouldn't destroy it until we can prove that we've destroyed something.
If we
What?
smash the whole thing.
I can destroy.
That didn't come out right.
I destroyed, therefore I am.
We don't know what it does. How can we be sure that we've destroyed it?
But perhaps he tried to figure out what it does, and that's why he's doing this.
That's why he's insane.
Yeah, these devices, we don't know. Maybe they control our minds. I mean, I haven't mentioned it till now, but back before episode 1, I heard of a scout who returned from the Forbidden Zone with something that was put on his head,
What?
and it silenced him. That's my big reveal.
I heard the same thing.
Okay,
Very
so
reveal.
there.
all right, so that statement just lowered the difficulty of the perception roll to a 5. So everyone re-roll.
I was doing just fine.
All right, better.
All right, so it doesn't really matter. It only takes one of you to notice this, but all 3 of the humans have headbands on their head.
Okay.
And these are like the circlets we have in the box, right?
Well, that's what you believe is in the box. Not everyone here knows what's
Well,
in the
yeah, because
box.
I've seen these headbands.
I don't know that you have it. I just heard rumors in the tavern.
Yeah, Caleb, you saw them go in the box.
Okay, I saw that. Okay, they look
Yes,
exactly
Caleb
like
saw
that.
them go in the box. Janice. So this is all the backstory that everyone was shared prior. We'll reveal it a little bit now, just for everybody.
Yeah.
Elsa, you were there.
I was there.
Elsa was there, and I don't know. Maybe you guys want to share this yourselves. It can be meta.
It's
at
the
this
same
point.
bands that the humans wore when they attacked our training.
Oh, really?
So Elsa was there. Caleb, you saw them go into the
Yeah.
box.
I was there
You
to
can
destroy
share that or
them.
not.
Yeah.
Janice has no clue. He doesn't. He heard some stuff. There was some reports, but he doesn't have a clue. And Cam, I think Atticus just heard some rumors at the bar, but everything's
Yes, I heard rumors that someone had seen one of these and he was taken away for questioning. And then we don't know what happened to him afterwards. It was just radio silence, even though we don't know what radios are.
Janice, open the box.
I just heard something about humans playing music together.
Open the box.
Wait, they what?
Because it was bands, but he just heard band.
Oh God.
And I heard that they were making fun of apes by calling their band the Monkeys.
Ugh.
Okay, I need to open up this box now.
Yeah, let's
Open
open
the
the box.
box.
Pop. Box is open.
All right, so you are opening the box.
Yes.
Oh,
Before
God.
you open the box, no, it's no problem. It's okay. I expected you guys to open it in episode 1, but that's fine. Are you going to look at any other of the record?
Man, I've gotten disgusted. Do we need to see? Oh well. All right. What I'd like to do is see if I can go back enough to find out what pushed him over. Which is going to take hours of scrolling.
Yeah, that'll take too much time right now. Maybe we can well, yeah, you'd have to find some time.
Okay, well, all right. So then if he's torturing these guys, can I skip to where they're either dead or something else? Like to the end of whatever this procedure is?
Yes. So
Okay.
They are not killed. They are just extremely wounded and then, taken one at a time by the assistants out of the room, out this way, through this door, and then taken somewhere.
Okay.
They're not dead.
So
So, opening the box is no problem. Inside the box are 3 metal headbands, and you can see the letters ORPHEON engraved on the band, and they are all identical.
Does that word mean anything to me? Can I check?
You can check, sure. It's going to be a 30 difficulty, but you can give it a shot.
Yeah.
Now's the
use
time for
Scholar?
exploded dice.
Scholar roll. And see what-
Scholar, sure. Yeah, sure, Scholar.
Oh, 21.
Damn, that was close actually.
Yeah.
That was a lot closer than I thought I was going to get.
Okay.
Yes,
They are
This is
very
gibberish.
lightweight. They're very lightweight, relatively rigid, but delicate at the same time.
And I'm going to ask because these are the ones, and there is no record of them in the archives anymore. So it's not just
They're
people that go missing.
in the ape archives back at the Vale. You mean?
Yeah, the veil, because they put them in a
Yes.
box.
Yes.
And
They
also,
stopped the-
yep.
Yeah, they stopped the investigation, put
And
them in the box, and said, "That's it.
Yep.
These are not being investigated. Take them
Yep.
to the reliquary for destruction."
Yep. Our top ape. They'll be looked at by our top apes.
Top apes.
But
Apes.
I'm going to show like this because I've never seen them in action or anything. Is this what was on the humans?
Without doubt.
All right, now I've got to do a thing. I must tell you and take this into your confidence. These may be from a pre-simian civilization.
Only simians can be civilized.
Well, there's
What?
some things about that. There are dark scrolls known only to us lectors and above about possibly the animal man once commanded incredible technology.
Man.
The animal man, yes. And he was cursed
Can I
by
make
God. What?
Can I make a scholar roll based on what he's spouting?
Absolutely.
Oh, I got
Alright.
the.
So I should have. It should be the 2D plus 2. Let's see if I. So not great.
Yeah, you're not sure. This might be just he might be spouting more heresy. You're not sure.
Right.
However, the one thing you do know is Lector Caleb is a respected lector
Right.
in the field. So he's
Yeah.
not a crackpot. He
Right.
does have some authority on this topic.
My cousin once told me he does human researches on their bodies, and he said there was nothing about a man's throat or brain that should stop him from speaking.
All right, now I'm taking down. What is your cousin's name again?
Cornelius.
Yeah, there's something with a C.
Something with C. He's in Ape City. Yeah, I'm kind of taking some names down here.
Note to self.
Note to self. Swing by. Operation
Yeah.
Swing By with a bunch of shock troopers. But yeah, this is one of the darkest pieces of the scrolls. But it is the reason that the gods cursed man, because he, in his animal cunning, was able to find or harness this power and did horrible things to himself and his neighbor. Because I don't know how we reconcile the ape supremacy with that shit either. But they stole something from the gods, and the lawgiver outsmarted him. But yes, this is why we must know about this technology. He's
We
using it
need to
to
find
probably
him.
bring man back.
Well, that's
Who would want to do
something.
such a thing?
That's something no one would want.
Well, apparently, Dali does. That's what I warned you about. And now he's corrupted Yanik with this, and we have to go cut this out quickly.
Yeah, something must be done. After all, my sport tours would be the economics. It would just be ravaged. Man,
Never financially recover from that.
enhanced. Yeah. My retirement would be ruined. Let's find him quickly.
My stocks would just plummet.
Plummet. Banana futures. So I've got the pad. Does bringing it close to these little circlets do anything?
Yes. So clearly the dots on the pad are what the tablet is tracking. So you can move them apart, and the dots split apart, and a little bit of trial and error, you quickly discover that the pad can track what appears to be these headbands.
I'm gonna hand this over to Atticus. I'm just gonna shove the haunted thing in your hand. And say, it's a magic map that takes us to our enemies. Deal.
Well, I've seen a lot of scary things in my life, so I can handle it. I think he would be okay with that. I mean, he has that remarkable quirk of true grit, so I think he'll just go with it and say, I can follow this map. In fact, it looks like there's other ones moving on it now.
Okay.
Are they still going? You said earlier there were like 5 in a line. Are they still visible?
Yeah, there were 5. It was more like a gaggle. So yeah, there were 5 in a gaggle moving.
Okay. And they're still on here, just maybe farther away, or
Yeah, they've changed their position. So if you wanna try to use this device to figure out where they are, whether it's closer or further, it'd be more like what's the best way to do this? So let's say, there's sort of 3 here like this. Sorry, they would all be the same size, but you get the idea. So there's sort of 3 like that, and I think I said they were red. So, but then the others would be sort of at the edge like this. Oh, you can't really see them. Sorry. Hang on. So there'd be like, sorry, folks. All right, my Zoom went crazy here. Things are going a little wonky. There we go.
The curse of the live demo.
Yeah. So there'd be 3 like kind of or 5 at the edge here.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of like indicating they're sort of off the screen, if you know what I mean.
right.
As an ape.
Yep.
So it's really hard to sort of tell the distance. They're kind of at the edge. They're only partially visible on the edge.
Okay, so Atticus says, "Well, I think I know the general direction. Follow me." No.
All right,
exit
so
the main-
I'm gonna just show you the rest of the facility. There's nothing of note there, but we'll expose that just for visibility and quickly go through it. I'm assuming you would do a quick sort of cursory run through before you vacate.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
God, they could put an army down here.
Yeah. So this was some sort of a cafeteria or a mess hall, if
Yeah.
you will.
That's all.
This is where you came in. This is another one of those worship facilities. So there's another little worship room there. And then some sort of a bedroom. Looks like recovery room maybe, but this is a storage room. Everything in here is sort of just rotten and deteriorated. Some food and stuff that's 1,000 years old kind of thing. And then over here are what were holding cells. So these were very messy and dirty, filled with blood, and clearly you can see in some cases where, probably the humans from the surgery that Dr. Yanik was doing were dragged and brought and held in here. At least half of these rooms, 1, 2, 3, were used sort of frequently. Others maybe a little bit less so, but there's a fair amount of blood and little tray, a little circle dish on the floor with some freshish food. It might be a week or so old at this point, but clearly some humans were being held in these rooms on the right side here, the far side.
Oh, he's doing something horrible.
And that
No
is
wonder the
based-
hunting's been so bad lately.
Yes.
Taking them away.
Yep. Clearly.
Hmm.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Yeah, honestly, if we could destroy this place,
We might have to have a guerrilla patrol just come in and trash the place. But then we'd have to make sure that they would not tell anyone what they saw.
no, this can't leave us.
Well, you could. There's lots of
could we
flammable.
just,
There's flammable things here. You could probably.
Because
start a
all the
fire.
sheets and everything are all just ready to go.
I
Seems
think
like the
the
easiest way
lector,
would be to just block the whole entrance? Couldn't we just cave it in?
Yeah, but that would stop passersby. Anyone who knows of it would be able to now.
We've got to break this stuff. Make the
Yes.
lights stop.
Yeah, we need to
Oh.
destroy the equipment, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. First,
I
we need to
gave one
find
of
these
you.
people.
I gave one of you a free skill at the beginning that would be very applicable here.
God, if you told
And
me.
that skill actually allows you, once you figure out.
I have demolitions.
Exactly. So
What?
the demolition skill allows you to create makeshift explosives. Believe it or not. Where is?
So I can take care of this place, but I think we're getting ahead of
found
ourselves.
this large wooden tube. Can't we make some kind of makeshift
Lathe? Yeah.
Yes, we can destroy this, but I think we need to focus on catching these people first.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I just want to collapse the entranceway. But
Okay.
Well, we'll certainly blow up the rooms with all the equipment, and then we'll collapse the cave as well. We'll cause a cave in.
Here it is. Okay. So do you want the difficulties for explosives or no?
Yeah, I'm not going to set them off yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll deal with it. That's all right. We'll deal with it when you're ready. Then we won't worry about it now. Okay. So what's the plan then? You're going to just seal the entrance?
Well, can we tell if these other circlets are down here? I mean, it was off the edge. Was there any
the other circlets? The other headbands are not in this facility.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then let's blow it. Lecter, you and Janice go upstairs in case I have an accident. Elsa, you can help me with this. I'll guide you through making fuses and stuff.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, exactly. Later.
So
my chair.
Yeah, I wasn't clear on
here.
that. If they're outside the facility, we'll just blow it now. So we're gonna concentrate the destruction on the area where all the equipment is and the surgery. The surgery room looked like
these 3 rooms, right?
Yeah, these 3 rooms for sure we're gonna blow, and then we'll damage the entryway so bad that even if people knew it was here, they would have to have construction equipment to dig down.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and the room here.
Yeah, so we'll blow up the room of the mirrors and televisions, and then the surgery and recovery rooms. Those 3.
Siri, shut up.
And that was when humanity lost
And that was
the AI war.
That was the inciting incident.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so give me a demolitions roll.
Okay.
Where did it go?
Is there any way for me to assist or?
Yes, you can. It'll give him 1d extra on his demolitions roll.
All right.
And you're just running around collecting the material, and he said, enclose this and that, or I need a spark here or some fabric here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 15, and then do you want me to roll it or Elsa?
Is that with the extra D from Elsa?
That's without. I didn't know.
Okay, so you just roll another D6. Yeah, you just roll another one yourself.
Okay. So 2 more, so 17.
Yeah, 17. So that's enough. You're able to scavenge enough. Maybe you had a few, little supplies of your own, but 17 is enough to rig up a destructive mechanism to take care of this lab however you choose. It's not going to collapse the entire facility, but it will damage the equipment and the room sufficiently that they will not be usable.
Right. All right.
Okay.
So
Right, fire in the
we
hole.
have like a place we can stand that we feel safe and then set them off? Or do we do one room at a time?
Yeah, I would say you do one room at a time. Then you're checking your work afterwards.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna move back outside now.
Right.
All right.
All right. So back outside to Yanik's lab. This is where we are here in the Forbidden Zone.
Mhm.
And it's at this point, the sun is starting to go down. And as you get outside, Atticus, you can attempt a technology roll if you want to try to figure out where those dots are.
Let's see. Is that the technical skill under knowledge?
Yes.
All right. Ooh, not very good.
Yeah, for some reason, it keeps, when you try to use it, it just keeps going off to the side. You can never quite keep those dots centered in the screen. They just keep floating off to the side, and you just can't figure out.
Fingers are too big.
Yeah, your fingers are too big for
I'm losing their signal.
for the swipe. Yeah, yeah. As far as you're concerned, they're going in the opposite direction, away from you, and maybe the signal's getting lost.
Try it like this.
Do I think they're going farther into the Forbidden Zone? Or can I even not?
Yeah, no, you're not quite sure. You don't know where they are or where they're going.
Janice is going to take the box and he's going to walk in a direction.
Okay.
So that we can kind of figure out, if I walk north and I'm walking away from the things and they're on the south, if I go north and they're.
Okay.
Good idea, Prefect.
I have them sometimes.
All right. So do it again with an extra D for help. Extra die for help. See if that helps you.
There's the regular roll, and here's the extra D.
Dude.
Dude.
Huh?
9.
So
A little
9.
bit better. A little bit better. You kind of figure out directionally that they are south of you somewhere. You can't quite tell exactly where, but they're at a good distance and they are south of you. The other aspect is just for continuity's sake. It's getting near the end of the day. The sun is starting to go down behind the mesas, and another day spent in the Forbidden Zone.
It looks like they're farther in, because south of us.
Down here somewhere. You're not quite sure where. They're definitely still in a clump somehow.
Okay. Do we know if they stopped moving for the night? Oh, sorry.
I was going to suggest we sleep.
Yeah, that seems.
All that heresy.
I would be afraid to go farther into the Forbidden Zone when it's dark.
It is forbidden.
I think that's wise.
That is.
I mean, you know best, but.
Well, I usually never take hunting parties out in the night.
I think that's.
And we don't go deep into the Forbidden Zone. We follow the edge. That's where there's human activity.
Oh,
The
crap.
sporting
I just
variety.
realized that.
The sporting variety.
Right. Okay.
Okay, I'd like to. What looks like to be a good spot? Because are there human raiding parties around here? 'Cause now I'm a little concerned.
There were some really comfy beds down in the lab, but
Not
we
anymore.
blew those up.
I wouldn't want to spend my night
We would have
there.
gone
I wouldn't
insane.
either.
yeah, you can find a place to sleep. We don't need to. We're not gonna make you do survival rolls
Set
here.
all the watches.
All right.
Yeah. So if it's just camping for the night, that's no problem.
Mhm.
All right. The evening or the night passes uneventfully in the stars. Maybe there's a few strange noises. Relatively quiet, but far off sounds of, strange howling and so on, but at a very, very far distance. And you awake in the morning refreshed and ready to start the day. What you do notice, though, on the tablet is the 5 circles are very far away. They've moved through the night, and the dots are much smaller, and it's much harder to sort of figure out exactly where they are unless you're going to attempt it again. So I got to figure out where. So let me figure out where the spot is. There it is. Okay. So what's
Looks
the
like
plan?
they moved through the night.
That's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Got a lot of ground to cover.
So I guess
Well, we got horses, but I might too.
yeah, they might too.
They're
I'm
driven
gonna
by
try
demons.
again to get a better sense of where they are.
All right.
And that was technical, right?
Yep. Technical. Does anybody want to help him?
I will help again.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
So
going
here's
to-
the extra die. So
Oh,
Oh, God. I think it's time to use a hero point.
yeah,
Just in time. Something
Yeah.
bad was about to happen before.
let me so I can re-roll a die with the hero
Yes.
point. All right,
Yes.
so I'll re-roll this extra d6 that was down there.
Well, no, you can do it's a complete reroll.
Oh, it's a complete re-roll. Okay.
Yeah, let me double check that. I think it's
yeah,
a
the phrase
complete.
you can't do any worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Not
it's-
much.
yeah, it's a complete reroll.
All right.
So here's the technical. 7. And
Nice.
the extra d6.
1.
5. So
Yes.
that's 12
Oh,
altogether.
all right.
Ugh.
Nice job. So
Ooh, ooh,
you have determined there are some very strange lines on this device. You've not really seen a map like this before, but looking at the terrain and looking at the map on the device, you can kind of tell that these are sort of highlands here. There's some sort of mountainous structure. So there's lines on the map that seem to indicate height, and there's lack of lines on the map that seem to indicate sort of flat surfaces. So there's sort of flat land down around here, but you do see the dots are very far down here at the bottom of this mountain. So it's essentially a full day's travel, you would surmise, to go sort of around the mountain and get down there. It would be longer to go up through the mountain and the
Right.
hill.
Yeah, the horses might not be able to handle that.
But this area down here is where those headbands are now.
They're quite far in the forbidden zone, but we need to stop them.
Mhm.
Do you think
You've
you
never
can
been
all?
this far. You haven't been
can
this
you-
deep before, have you?
I don't know. Have I? I don't think I have.
Yeah.
I think in my character history, he went into the forbidden zone. But
Yeah, you've not been that
I
far
don't think
before.
yeah.
No, that's further. You were mostly patrolling the border sort of,
Yeah.
around here, and just making sure, and maybe a little bit, but no, you've not been this far in.
We're going to have to go at a very fast pace, and we're going to have to travel all day. Are you guys up for it? I know I can handle a horse that well.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It must be done.
Let me see. Well, I'm yeah. Let's go nuts. Because I forget what is
Thanks,
it? Drive?
Speedway.
No.
Some of us may have some sore
Ride.
rumps, but
Horse riding is
It's not
Ride. There's a ride skill under
dexterity. Yeah,
dexterity.
ride.
yeah,
Yes, ride.
Dex.
under decks. Okay. Oof, it's gonna be good.
All right, so I'm just gonna move the map a little bit here. I think. No, it's not that one. Yeah, so we'll just move you along. So here's sort of the terrain is very rocky, but there's some paths that you can kind of follow a little bit through the zone.
Yep.
Quite varied terrain as you go, but clear paths that seem to be somewhat well used in places. So certainly the further south you get, the more well used these trails seem to be. All right. So did everybody do ride?
I haven't
yet.
yet.
Okay.
Ride.
Everybody give me a do not fail ride roll. All right, Elsa, you're just
Oh
forging.
no, prefect. The prefect.
Look at me, I'm
fine.
riding backwards.
Troubles.
Yeah. So Janice maybe needs a little bit of help. Somebody give him a little 1D assistance on pulling
Yeah,
up
I'd
the
give him a little help.
there.
Or-
But Elsa's
Oh.
good. I think Elsa, you can easily kind of help him steer. I mean, it's wide open space for the most part. It's not.
Right.
You're not completely.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
Oof.
that's good.
Well, I'll take yours.
All right, that's good.
No.
Oh, the horse has to be under you.
Yeah, you sit on the saddle.
Yeah.
I thought it was a hat.
All right, so I'm going to put you back on the map here again, and we're going to zoom in a little bit here. So you follow this trail throughout the day. You follow the edge of the forest. You know what? I think maybe give me one survival. We should do one survival just to make sure you don't get lost.
Okay, I'm very good at that.
All right.
Yeah, but your dice aren't.
Yeah, I've been rolling like crap tonight. All right, here we go.
There we go.
60.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So that's partly following the contours of the map where you believe the headbands were, and it's also doing a little bit of tracking. You kind of pick up some of the horse tracks and prints from the group that you actually saw.
Oh, so they are on horseback.
So there's a fairly well-traveled trail here that you are able to follow. Near the end of the day, you come up over a ridge, and you can see down in the valley, over this ridge, what appears to be a city in the middle of the Forbidden Zone.
Ah, shit.
What?
And it seems to be a fairly well advanced city, at least similar to ape culture, possibly even a little bit more.
Definitely not the skeletal ruins that we normally see in the Forbidden Zone.
So definitely not. So you come up over the ridge, and before you is, and we're going to say you're sort of up on the top right corner here,
Okay.
Along the ridge. Just wait, let me get my bearings here. No, sorry, it would be no. That's fine. Top right corner. And then looking down southward. So this would be south, looking south because you came south. And then there's this valley. And you can just make out there's a fairly large population here. 50 to 100 beings walking around in this village. There's a few wagons. There's lots of revelry, it seems, happening. And you're still a ways away, but you can definitely hear what's going on, a little bit of revelry. You can see the beings walking and moving. But it is starting to get dark. So how do you want to proceed?
My gut tells me we shouldn't enter this town after dark.
Well,
Yeah,
it could be easier to sneak in.
It'd be easier to sneak.
But did we ever have we didn't have a telescope, did we? Spyglass?
I
I
didn't have
think
one, I
someone
just-
did. I think someone did have some binoculars at one point. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
no,
check
we
mine.
did.
Why don't you get us on a reveal that's going to stun us all for next week?
Yep. That's what we're about to see.
Yeah,
I think that's Cameron.
I'm looking on my list, but I don't see any. I don't see binoculars.
I think that you did use them at one point prior.
Okay.
So, who's doing the looking? Was it you, Atticus?
Yeah, I can do it. Like that's a
I think
perception.
you used them. I think you had
perception.
them before. So,
Could I pretend that I'm aiming with it if it's a telescope and use my marksmanship skill?
Oh, good.
well, yeah. There's no real skill required here for this.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll just look through them.
There is a village here. Obviously, there are apes of all descriptions. Orangutans, gorillas, chimps, intermingling with humans who are sitting in circles, apparently being taught as if school children. There are humans carrying objects from here to there. There is definitely something off in this village that none of you really should be happy about. Humans and apes living together
It's unnatural.
in seeming harmony.
Apocalypse.
No, oh yeah. So they've uplifted these creatures. We need to find out who's responsible and kill them. It's like, what have you done, Yanik? What did you do?
We can't
could've
figure
just-
out this whole.
What?
I'm just staring, dumbfounded. I can't.
Yeah.
Even, I,
They even
this
have a
doesn't even
maypole.
happen.
They have maypoles.
Yeah, I see that.
If apes were into capital punishment, I was going to say, look, they even have a hanging pole with different colored ropes. But
Well, it
since
would
we
be a
don't-
human hanging pole.
The different ropes
I
are for
guess.
different ages.
Yeah.
or different crimes. Different crimes.
Different crimes.
Oh god.
All right, so this is where we will leave the session tonight, gentlemen.
Okay.
Oh,
Mm,
It was a rough one.
this is gonna be fun. I want to test out the new hanging rope.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he might have a whole village to hang.
Yeah.
We can just spin them around that pole and light them on fire.
This is oh god.
Target practice.
Why are we giving the DOJ some ideas?
I think it's the other way around.
All right. So should I talk us out?
Yeah,
on this?
so I think that's it. So we've
Yeah.
had a good investigation at the lab, and now a massively heretical discovery, and we'll see
Thanks.
where it goes next session.
Yeah, we are losing our mind at this point. So I'm going to get a raid going. I like Whispers of Vampires. That was like 55 people. Anybody that we're following? Just checking to see if there's anybody we could follow. The Lollygaggers. Yeah, we'll do that.
I've got a buddy streaming a D&D game, but
What's the what is it? Because I can search them.
DMF AENOR, DM Feanor.
He is right here. And it says he does no words.
He does what?
It's got the adult warning. It's all.
Oh,
Says it's no words. There's no words that are used.
no,
concepts.
He's pretty good. He's fun.
All right. So what I'm going to do, folks, is I want to say thanks to everybody for GMing, for playing, for watching, and we are going to work on Code Red tomorrow, if I can find my read. Come on, where is it? General chat. Nope. Weekly schedule. Yep. Tomorrow, Code Red. Hope Reborn, Episode 6, Real Estate Rumble, Part 4. What do you call a bouquet of grenades or a semi-trailer loaded with killer construction equipment? Join us and find out, and get chat in there and give this story your own spin. And then we're off on Wednesday. We're off on Thursday. And then we have Cookie Trek, a fresh new baked story coming up when we do it. Apparently a relative that embarrasses you is put on trial for the crimes of humanity. So there we go. And then our next thing is Netherdeep on Sunday. And that is, therapy would be cheaper, episode 51. And then finally we come back here to Monday when maybe we'll actually advance a plot in Bejor Rising, because apparently a Gorn visitor, they all just sat around and sang row your boat. So that was fun. And we're off. So what I'm going to do is stop streaming.